story treatment is a relatively short, brief document that serves as a pitch for your movie. It can also be a good way for a writer to just test out an idea before investing all their creative energy into a whole new screenplay on something that they're not even really sure of. Now, your treatment is going to be written in present tense in a narrative-like prose, and it's normally about 3 to 5 pages. There's no industry standard on the length, but 3 to 5 pages is typically about what you need to get yourself going. Now, if you're going to be doing this for the purposes of selling it to a buyer, it may be longer, just depending on how much detail that they want. Anywhere from 5 to 15 pages wouldn't necessarily be too crazy. However, it is getting a little bit long at that point. Now, is a film treatment even necessary? No, it's not. But if you're the type that likes to have some type of clear vision of where you're going and work out the kinks in your story before you actually get started on writing the screenplay, then it's probably going to save you a lot of time. However, if you're the type that just likes to dive into your screenplay and figure out where you're going as you write, then you might not need a film treatment. I normally like to write treatments because it helps me identify plot holes. It helps me to kind of work through the world that I'm going to be writing in, identify any type of structure that I might want to work through. Also to flesh out characters and figure out who they are, what the importance of each of their roles are. And it just kind of serves as a roadmap, for the journey that I'm writing and what I'm going. But again, this is just personal preference. Now, some of the things that you definitely need in your film treatment are going to be the title, of course, the log line, which I talk about in my previous video, the plot summary, and the key characters. As far as format goes when you're writing this treatment, this is super easy. All you're going to do is write your treatment in block paragraph form. That means no using indentations and basically just skipping a space between paragraphs. You don't really have to worry about fonts too much, especially if you're doing this for yourself, but suggested fonts are Courier New 12 or Times New Roman 12. Again, these are not hard and fast rules, just more so best practices. So if you were writing a basic standard 3-act structure movie, the way you would do this treatment is divide the story up into the setup, the confrontation, and the resolution. The way you're going to do that is you're pretty much just going to write 1 to 3 paragraphs for Act 1, about 2 to 4, maybe even 5 paragraphs for Act 2, because Act 2 is typically the midpoint and it's longer. And maybe again 1 to 2 paragraphs for Act 3, because that's going to be where you're going to have all of the final conflict and the showdown happen. Let's take a quick look at the film treatment for Halloween H2O by Kevin Williamson. In the beginning, you can just kind of see how he's got some of the things we just talked about. He's got the title listed. He's got pretty much what we could consider the log line. And then he kind of goes into paragraphs for Act 1 and also goes down and, just kind of talks about the different things that happen from a high level. You can see how he's conveying emotion, kind of emphasizing things that happen like the ring. And then you'll notice that he's also even got cuts, a couple of locations, just so we're oriented on where we're at. And then when he finally gets to Act 2, you'll notice that he calls that out as well. In addition to that, if you notice, he's also given each act a name, almost like chapters in a book. So as you can see, this is pretty much gonna give a reader, aka the buyer or yourself, a good sense of what this movie is about. So whether you're doing this for a studio, a producer, or an investor, or just to keep yourself oriented and just to work out all the kinks before you start writing your screenplay, you can see how the treatment can be super useful. All right, cool. Well, I hope this was of some help to you, and hopefully you can start writing your treatment or not. Either way, good luck with writing that script. Till next time, peace.